mean, it's better if you don't, like, treat it like that, but yeah.
We have debated the nature of the object since planetfall, but it wasn't until it began to slow and change course that we were certain it was a ship. A ship from Earth, launched long after we thought it was impossible. Its course clear and its arrival imminent. Celebrations swept the colony in anticipation of reunion with our brethren. All attempts to contact the vessel, however, were met with silence. They were either unable to respond or did not wish to. As we watched its approach, we prepared for any eventuality. Now, the wait is over.
Oh, I didn't really think this. Anyway, yeah, this is Civilization Beyond Earth, which is not Alpha Centauri. just gonna say that right now. Alpha Centauri is, of course, probably still my favorite Civilization game. If it's not called Civilization. Civ 4 is like neck and neck with it. I think I went over this before. And this is a more recent take on the colonizing new planet thing, where they're in the mindset and engine of, like 5 and 6 with the hexagons. And yeah. So, like, everybody hated this one earliest. So I went into this one because there was like a big bundle of like just every Civilization game on Steam one day or something, or Humble, one of those. It was like $5 for all of them. And I figured, sure, I'll give this one a shot. And it's not Alpha Centauri. But like, if I'm going to play one of the hexagon-based Civilization games, this one has a couple things going for it. Loading quickly not being one of those, apparently. Probably fine. But yeah, like, the strength of Alpha Centauri isn't that, oh, we're on another planet. The strength of Alpha Centauri is like, oh, the leaders are all actual characters. And they have, like, personalities and, like, philosophies and stuff like that. And that was really cool. And take that away, and they took that away, because, like, modern Civ doesn't do diplomacy, really. Like, it's technically in there, but they don't really do it. It's just
Hello,
math.
I'm the Advanced Integration and Simulation Resource, or Advisor. I am equipped to introduce you to the basic systems that will guide your development.
I have played this before, so that is fine. funny thing with Alpha Centauri is, like, I had a Mac growing up, and the Mac port of that was not well handled, unfortunately. Would kind of crash if you got the science ending. Anyway, let's see. Get a little explorer out here. That's how you do Civ. But yeah, here's the main thing this has going on for it. It's kind of interesting. Is instead of the, you know, left to right little zooms out right somehow. One of these buttons. No, maybe. Instead of having the very linear tech tree, it's the tech web where it just kind of branches out in all kinds of weird directions. And there has to be some way to this. Hang on a second. Options, controls. Interface, maybe. Yes, no. Okay, whatever. I will. Puzzle out. But yeah, we have this. Okay, I pan around it. Yeah. The big old tech web here, and you'll notice all the technologies are green, yellow, or red. You will also notice that none of them are military technologies. The way it works is there's kind of three, like, pseudo factions. Harmony, Supremacy, and Purity. So, you know, hippie, nerd, and Nazi. And your military tech comes from just how much of one of those flavors you have. So you're kind of encouraged to just look for whatever color you feel like going for in a particular run. And even if you don't want those technologies, go for those, then you get your, like, late game units, which is kind of interesting. It is very Spear Grid, yes. But yeah, so you're never, like, directly working on, oh, and also, it's like there's the main nodes and they have, like, things under them. It's the whole thing. Let's go for that. So you're never, like, working towards military directly. You have to, like, indirectly do it and just, like, like, get some of this and some of this and some of this, and then come over here and get this and this, and just, like, not necessarily useful text, but, like, cherry pick around for those ones to get the actual combat units, which, you know, is a change of pace. There we go. Just get some turns going here. Then we just have, like, this very, like, ugly space map, which, to be fair, was also an issue in Alpha Centauri. And there are, I believe, like that game, just random space critters in place of barbarians to deal with. Yeah. Like these here big ticks. Which do have more visual variety than Alpha Centauri's just big pile of worms everywhere. Well, everybody can be amphibious, right? Because that's like a 5 thing. But, you know, the thing with the worms is, like, they were mechanically interesting because they had the whole psychic damage that didn't go off stats, went off just morale strictly. Yeah, this is a thing. You get little incentivizations to do some stuff. But, yeah, like, here, you know, combat is combat. Your units grow in a weird way. And then, you know, it's very dry. like, say what you will for the just all red map full of worms, but like those worms had some interesting stories to tell you. They were good people, those worms. But you can kind of see like the sterility of this. Like, there's no cool, Baba Yato music. There's really no like faction personalities at all, which is again a problem with most recent Civ games. Yeah, probably should work her. Yeah. I don't feel like controlling you. Just do your thing. Yeah, yeah. I was always a Deirdre main, like hands down. And that's the other thing too is like I feel like, and I'm sure I get to when I get around to playing Elves Centauri, if I haven't already. Like that is a game where the leader you prefer is such a personality test. Like I know a lot of people who are just like huge nerds of the like smug about it variety, and they all play Zaharov. I'm trans. I play Deirdre. Go figure. I've met like one person who mained Miriam, and I left the area immediately because that is such a red flag. And I realize I'm just like mentioning names without any context, but go play Elves Centauri. Yeah, the countries are just like countries in this, not like people. So I'm just playing as Brazil at the moment here. Sometimes you don't want to think too hard. You just automate all your units, Yeah, so here's what diplomacy looks like in this one. Hi. Oh, okay. Do you want to trade anything? Okay. You're literally just saying hi? Okay. But yeah, like after 4, I think is when they really got into the whole like let's just make it just a balanced math equation to trade with people instead of having a proper diplomacy system where there's personalities and like obfuscation of any kind. Oh, right. This is also a thing where you can collect different things of the same flavor and get like better bonuses from them, or just hang on to them for a bit. And then we have our culture tree. Just, kill stuff, eat stuff, think stuff, build stuff. But it really is just the driest version of civilization. Okay. Okay. Let's just make sure that they didn't. Right. Did the expansion ads? I don't remember it being a thing. Okay, yeah, I can get my culture points and like buy little things for diplomacy, apparently. But also, you know, yeah, hi. See, there's me, there's you, okay. Oh, there's... Sure. That was really hidden there really well. Yeah. And I feel like, too, is that... What budget they had for this, they really just spent on the intro, because... There's not a lot to look at otherwise. Let's see. Who doesn't like culture? Yeah, this is a thing. Where you can, launch satellites to get bonuses to an area. A couple interesting ideas mechanically. But again, it's just super dry. People were like really disappointed, and I understand it. But I was playing this for a bit when it came out. When I got it, rather, just very after the fact, very cheap.
You go to war with the soldiers you have. Make sure those are the soldiers you want.
The combination of the weird tech tree experiment and I believe Pioneers what I was being bribed to do, yes? Let's go for that real quick. And that's, yeah, that's how you call us. But between the novelty of this and just like the weird random events and stuff like that, it's like it's not unfun to play. Especially because at the time I didn't have access to my copies of the good civs. I just had some of the newer ones. I've been very disappointed by everything but since 4. So like, this is at least mixing up a little bit with some mechanical experimenting. But yeah, it's like, if you wanted Alpha Centauri again and you got this, I understand being very upset. Is there any major feature that I haven't shown? Well, I talked about the way that technology works. There's a little quest system here. They're kind of random generated and like give you some flavor, but like, or else make it very clear what the choices are. Yeah. Personages were a little weird in earlier civs. Like, so the first one famously had the Gandhi bug, where he was supposed to just have, like, you know, the lowest aggression, and there was an underflow error if you, something happened, so he'd start trying to, like, threaten you with nukes by becoming the most violent person ever, if anything, like, made him more calm than he starts. Which everybody thought was really funny and just kept in the game. Should probably have, like, a defender. And then Civ 2, kind of whatever. I don't really get a sense of personality from it. But, you know, there was something. You got Abraham Lincoln, who inspires fear of the people of America, whatnot. Was it? I thought it was an actual thing. And then they started leaning into it later on. And then, yeah, Civ 2... Well, the main thing about Civ 2 is just, like, there was nothing to penalize you for just making, like, 500 cities. So, of course, I would. And then turns would take forever. 3, I never really got into 3. It seemed too easy to me. But, like, you know, it had a little personality. Alpha Centauri, like, again, just marvelous, marvelous characters. And, oh, yeah, 2, of course, has your namesake. Which... Yes, clearly. I don't understand why they haven't brought that back, honestly. Everybody who played Civilization 2 loved the little council there of just super hammy actors. And, like... It was kind of, you know, that was just a cultural moment. People were doing their FMV things everywhere, but, like, bring that back, please. Because if nothing else, this right here shows, like, these games need some character to them. Give me Space Elvis. Telling me that the people demand more, I don't know, libraries, I guess, the equivalent here. And then, you know, 4, again, like, close to tied with Alpha Centauri for just really looking that has some personality to it. I really like the way combat worked in 4, just with the various, like, paper, rock, scissors units that you'd have to just, like, make a giant stack of. And diplomacy felt pretty good in that one, too. Like, I felt like there was some, like, long-term memory of who's been, like, a jerk to who.
The universe is either in progress or in entropy. We choose progress.
And, of course, it was one that had Leonard Nimoy in the voices. Here, just, like, again, very, very dry. Let's see, what else can I do for some happy green points? So I feel like the technology barely do much in this. Oh, that's a little bit like playing Deirdre. But yeah, you have these quest things, give this like something to do. Sure. You have the 3 different types of military to work towards if you don't want to just work towards a technology win, which require you to take, you know, different wide swaths of the tree on and get things in different orders, and like it kind of changes how you play. But you are looking at a gray map with no music and no character at all. And you know, they have some interesting wonder type things on here, I guess. Here's a giant mushroom forest, but you know, it's a thing. And it does feel weird again to make this game after making like really any other Civ game, just because like they just did not care about the spectacle of it at all with this. It is like super dry, quick little quotes, super. I mean, there's some like writing in these, but you know, it's very. Which bonus do you want out of the 2? and just like it feels very like. And this is true going back to like Civ 4, is it felt very flimsily made as far as just here's the map, here's little windows popping over the map, you can kind of like see through the seams. But yeah. Just want to give a quick glance at this and explain the one interest mechanic. There's a couple more too. There's like a whole satellite thing, and you can only like have so many of them around, and they give different bonuses. But yeah, it's if you're curious, this is what Yacht Earth is. And again, it's not bad if you're actually playing it. Like, if you just need a Civ fix and you want to like have to think about decisions, like, yeah, it's pretty cool. But if you want to play like a good Civilization, it's Alpha Centauri or it is Civ 4 or maybe Civ 2, just because you are nostalgic for the Council of Advisors. I don't need more people in my life telling me to build city walls.